Hello, Lines. This is your Reedy Google Academy recap of Google Docs. So we know that a lot of you use Google Docs regularly and you know a lot about Google Docs, so we thought we would show you some things that you might not otherwise know. So I'm just going to click over here to a Google Doc. And this first thing shows you that there's a way for you to alter the link of a Google Doc so you can see it in different ways. So I'm just going to show you this Google Doc right here. And then you'll notice that up here in the link, see where it says edit right there? I can take out that edit and I can change that to preview. And when I change that word to preview and click enter, it shows me the Google Doc and it sweeps away all of that stuff that looks like a Google Doc. So now it just looks like some pages on a web page. It looks more like a PDF, if you will. Another thing that you can do is, so I'm going to change it back to edit, so you can see how it went from preview mode to edit mode. Another thing that you can do is you can change this to template/preview, and what that does is it creates a forced copy. But it allows the person to see the item before they copy it. So this link just allows you to, oh, this is what I'm copying. Yeah, totally, this is what I want. So you use template, and then it creates a copy of that document in your Google Drive. Oops, see, I left off template. So when I go back to this document, in order to make these links viewable by anyone or whatever, you have to change the sharing settings in it. And so when I come up here, I want to make sure that I change the sharing settings to anyone with the link can view, or if I want it just for students, anyone in Frisco ISD with the link can access or can view. So you just want to make sure that you change the access. And you can say, too, you can change the access here as well, like can they edit it, can they comment, can they just view it, all those different things. If I'm using template preview or preview, I usually just make it anyone with the link can view, because I'm just wanting people to see it, not necessarily do anything to it. A lot of you are familiar with the changing edit to copy so that you can make a copy. So that template preview just kind of takes it an extra step, so that way the kids or whoever you're sending it to, they can see what it is they're getting ready to copy. So that is that cool feature right there. Let's go back over here. So the other thing that we wanted to show you is suggesting mode. So in a Google Doc, let's say you want to share a Google Doc with someone on your team or someone in another organization or whatever, but you don't really want people editing your document directly, but you want them to make suggestions. So right here you can change the mode from editing to suggesting, okay? And when you change it to suggesting, now if I wanted to come in here and be like, I think this should be tourist, then you'll notice right here it puts the suggestion in. So then what happens is, if this is not my doc, the person whose doc it is can say, oh yeah, whoops, I misspelled that, I want to accept it. And so you can accept the suggestion or you can reject it. And so if you reject it, then it just returns back to how it was before. But if you accept it, then it changes it. So this is a great way when you're collaborating with people on a document to allow them access without having them change the integrity of your document. The other piece of this is you can go to viewing mode, which, like, a lot of times I will switch to this mode if I'm looking at somebody else's document and they're like, hey, will you just look this over? They don't really want me to make any changes. That way I don't actually try and go in here and be like, oh, they misspelled this, oh, fix this. You know, so you can change it so that it looks more like it would in preview mode. Okay, so that's a really cool feature as well that we feel like you guys may or may not know about. The other thing is you can go to PDFs. So let me see if I can find a PDF. Let's see. So I'm just going to pick a PDF here. So this is my PDF. If you pull up a PDF or you have a PDF in your Google Drive, you can come right here to this open with, and then you can choose to open it with Google Docs. And what happens when you do that is it converts that PDF into a Google Doc for you. So a lot of times you're using exterior sites, which are fine too. Those sites are great. But if it's something that you know you want to have in your Google Drive, it makes sense to go ahead and just open it with Google Docs. And so now I have that PDF agreement, and I now have it in a Google Doc. Now you'll notice, you know, a lot of times the formatting gets a little messed up or whatever, but the content is still there. And so that is another cool feature that we didn't know if you guys would know about. Voice typing. So when I'm over here, I can go to Tools, and I can go right here to Voice Typing, and when I turn on Voice Typing, it will type what I say. So let's go. I'm just going to put this right here, and I'm going to allow my microphone. Hi. I need to put in this document information about Broadway. And so by using that feature, I can actually type. It will actually type. Now you notice it's not perfect, but it's pretty close. And if you need to use that function for any feature or as an accommodation or whatever, that is a really nice way to quickly get some words in there that otherwise you might not be able to do. So let's see. I need to go back and actually erase that because there we go. So another thing you can do is you can create a table of contents and bookmarks. So I'm going to show you a document where I've done this. So this is a book study that I'm doing with a couple other librarians that live in other states. And what happens here is what you can do is, let's say I'm like, oh, I want to go to chapter 6. I can click on this and it takes me all the way down in the document, because this document is a 16-page document right now, and as we add our responses, it's only getting longer, right? So what you can do is, so let's say I wanted to put in a bookmark. Let's scroll down some here. Let's say I wanted to put in a bookmark here. Okay, so I would come here and I would go to Insert, Bookmark, and then I'm going to grab this link. So when I click on link, it's copying that link. And then what I can do is I can come back up here, and let's say I wanted to link it right here. I would highlight this, and I would insert a link on here, and I'm going to paste that link. Oh, whoops, it didn't grab that link. But I would paste that link, and so then that piece right there, I can go here, I can go to Bookmarks. There it is, right there. So I'm going to paste that right there, and now it's going to jump to that bookmark that I made right there, okay? So what I should have done is grab this link. This is the link up here, but you can also, I'm going to remove that because this is a document for some other people and I don't want it to get messed up. You can come up here, and I'm going to remove that and do it that way. Okay, so that is the bookmarking feature, which is a nice way if you have a really long document of marking things in it. Another thing that you can do is, I'm just going to use this document because it's already jacked up. See over here on this little menu bar, and you've got Google Keep. So I use Google Keep regularly. You can see I have just a bajillion Keep notes. And so I can open up, see right here it says Google Keep. I can hover over that, and it's going to open my Google Keep. And a lot of times I will collect links to things or things that I'm doing. Like for instance, this one right here has a bunch of links on it. So let's say I'm on my phone and I'm keeping Google Keep notes, and I want to pull these over and make a Google Doc to send to somebody from that information. So I can grab this Google Keep note, and you can see right there it's yellow, so that means that I grabbed it, and pull it over here, and it's going to pull over all the information from that Keep note. Okay. So that's kind of handy if you are using Google Keep. I'm going to close that now. Another thing you can do is page setup. So you can change the size of your page and the color. So let's go back to this. So let's say that I wanted to page setup. Let's say I wanted to make this legal size so that I can get more on a page. And then let's say I also, I'm going to change this back to this for the moment. Let's say I wanted to show this to students and I wanted to make it look like something other than a white page. So let's say I wanted to make a blue background. Okay, so I'm going to click OK. And so now you can see it looks blue. And so if I came up here and change that preview link again, so let's say you want to share information with students or parents in your organization, I can then click that preview and now it just kind of looks like a web page. And so that that's kind of cool to be able to change both the page size and the background color of a doc. These are add-ons that you might want to use. So back over here in this document, you can go to add-ons and you can add various add-ons. So we just made some suggestions about some ones you might want. Kaizena, which is voice comments, which is really great if you're commenting on student work and you want to do it with that. Scribble, if you're using Scribble, this is an add-on that you might want. And then of course the grammar and spell check language tool. This is great. So it just kind of goes a little bit beyond the normal grammar and spell check that happen as part of Google Docs. So this way you can go through and spell check your document that way. All right. The last thing here is so let's say I'm making this this assignment for my kids and I want to come down here. See this little explore guy right here? You can also go to Tools Explore as well, but you can also just click on this little guy here. And let's say I wanted, so you can see it's like, oh, this is about Broadway. Do you want images about Broadway? What do you want to do? So if I wanted to search, you know, Mary Poppins, I can then pull up research and information about Mary Poppins right here. I can also pull up images. So, you know, if I wanted to throw in an image, I can just drag and drop that image over here. And that's a really handy way to insert it. And what you'll notice is it's automatically linked to the page where that image came from. So if I needed to be like, oh, where did I get that image? It's already linked right there because I did it through that Explore tool. So that's just kind of a cool feature that we thought maybe, oh, I'm really messing up this document now, that you might not know about. So part of our challenge was we gave you some documents to play with here, and we gave you some challenges to do if you're interested in playing with some of these tools and kind of getting your hands wet with some of this, some optional challenges down here. But as always, if any of you have any questions about anything Google, don't hesitate to come and see me or Katrina, and we hope that you guys will be able to come to some of our end of the year Google Academies. We're really trying to listen to what y'all want us to present about and present some of those things to you in a way that's really kind of fun for you, but also quick and easy. So thanks, guys.